after finding the inverse of a matrix, now our duty is just to use it in other ways. Okay, so in this case, we're going to come from matrices and go to algebra. We're going to be solving systems of equation using a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to look at how do we solve systems of equation, which are called simultaneous equations, using a 2 by 2 matrix. Before we get any further, let's start by understanding what is a system of equations. Okay, so a system of equations is the equations which has many unknowns and many equations. Okay, so let's say we have an equation which has two unknowns, x and y, and it has two equations, and we want to solve what is x and what is y. That is what we call a system of equations. Okay, so let me write down the definition. So this is what we call a system of equation. Okay, so this means that in this case we're going to be looking at two equations with two unknowns. Okay, so remember that this number of unknowns and number of equations should be the same. If we have three unknowns, we need three equations to solve. Okay, so let's say we have an example. This is an example we're going to be using today. Is 3x plus y is equals to 7 and 2x minus y is equals to 4. Okay, so we're going to be solving this equation to find out what is the solution, and we are going to be using the matrix method. Okay, so now our first duty is to change this equation to matrices. Given two equations, let me write them down. Okay, we want to change them to the form. Okay, so we want to express them as ax is equals to b. Okay, so A is a matrix which is a square matrix. Okay, then x and b, these are column matrices. Okay, I remember I explained the types of matrices. These are column matrices, but in this case, you can see that X it will be a column matrix of variables, and B will be a column matrix of solutions. Okay, so in this case, to express this, make sure that X and X are in the same row like this. Okay, make sure X and X and Y are in the same row. And in this case, after the equal sign, we have only numbers without any variable. Okay, so this is the first step. The second step now, we're just going to create a matrix. Okay, so the matrix A, this part, we're going to be creating with the coefficients of this. Okay, so the number which is x is multiplied to. Okay, so in this case we have 3, and in this case we have 1, and in this case, okay, you remember that when there is a number like this y, only y, it means that there is an invisible 1 here. Okay, so in this case we have a 2. Then here we have a -1. Okay, so we have a minus here, then an invisible 1. Okay, so it becomes -1. Okay, so this one becomes our matrix A. Okay, then our matrix X is going to become the matrix of variable. Okay, so you're going to take the first variable here. In this case, it's X, and the second variable. Okay, so take X first, then take the second variable Y. Okay, so this is it. Now you say it's equals to. Then after that, you're going to say we're just going to take these answers like this. You're going to take 7 and 4. Okay, make sure when you do this, do it in correct order. Okay, please do this in correct order. Okay, so this is a step. Okay, the next step, what you're going to do is you're going to find the inverse of A. Okay, this is the next step we're going to do to find the inverse of this matrix. This is the A matrix, and this is the X matrix, and this is the B matrix. Okay, so this is it. Now let's go and look at the inverse of A. Okay, now from here, our duty is just to find the determinant of A. Okay, so in this case, you can see that here, our matrix A is equals to 3, 1, 2, -1. Okay, so after finding the determinant, we're going to find the inverse. Okay, so let's take a look at the determinant of A. Okay, the determinant of A in this case is 3 times here, we're going to get -3, then here minus, we're going to get 2. Okay, so this means that our determinant of A is -5. Okay, so this is it. With this determinant, we can easily find our inverse. Okay, so how do we do that? Inverse, we're going to say A to the power -1 is equals to, we're going to say 1 over this determinant. Okay, it's -5. Okay, then we're going to say here our matrix, we're going to exchange 3 and minus 1. Okay, so this means that we are going to get minus 1 and 3 here. Okay, then after that we're going to multiply by negative or this diagonal. Okay, this means that we're going to get minus 2 and minus 1 here. Okay, so this one becomes our inverse. Okay, now with this inverse, our duty is just to solve the equation. Okay, so to solve the equation, we're going to put our x matrix here, then our inverse, then our b matrix here. Okay, so this means that we're going to have our x matrix is x and y. This is the matrix x. Then we are going to say is equals to, then we are going to put this inverse, which is minus 1 over 5, minus 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3. Okay. Then after that, we're going to put our B matrix, which is 7, 4. Okay. Then after that, our duty is just to multiply. Okay. So to multiply here, we're going to get minus 1 over 5. Okay. You can leave it outside, then multiply this. Then after that, put it inside. Okay. So in this case, we're going to get minus 7. Then you're going to get minus 4. Okay. Then here, we're going to get minus 14. Then plus 12. Okay. So this means that we're going to get our matrix as minus 1 over 5, which is this is x and y. We're going to get it as minus 5. Then in this case, we're going to get here as minus 11 and here as minus 2. Okay. So this means that our answer becomes, in this case, we're going to come 11 over 5. And here it's going to become 2 over 5. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So x, y. Okay. So in this case, this means that x is equals to 11 over 5 and y is equals to 2 over 5. Okay, so this is it. Now our duty is just to check if this is correct. Okay, so we have our equations, which is 3x plus y is equals to 7 and 2x minus y is equals to 4. Okay, so you can simply check. Let's check with the first one, which is 3. Let's put our x is 11 over 5 and plus, let's put our y 2 over 5. Okay, so if you solve this, you can simply get your answer as 7. Okay, so this means that this is correct, and if this is correct, you can check again on this one. You can just substitute x here and y here and check if it gives us 4. Okay, so this is it on solving systems of equation using matrices. That was that. Please make sure you press that subscribe button so that you don't miss the next part where we are going to give you the applications, other applications of matrices.